Good morning. This is Claire Akers, and this is how to unleash your authentic power as a female entrepreneur. The odds are stacked against you as a female entrepreneur, right? We know all the statistics, but people mistakenly believe that having the guts to launch a business in the first place, that's the hard bit. To leave the safety of employment, to declare to your friends, to your family, to sometimes your naysayers, I am doing this. I am going to back myself and I'm going into business for myself. That's the easy part. The hard part is the messy middle. The part where you've weathered a few storms and come out on top. The part where you have tasted the sweet taste of success, and you've got a few of the grey hairs and wrinkles of running a business, where you look like you're doing pretty well on paper, but you've not quite achieved all that you have set out to do with your business. This is the truly hard part because good is the enemy of great. And you absolutely will get what you tolerate. It's the truly hard part because you know in your heart of hearts that you are capable of so much more. You didn't launch your business to be average, to be mediocre, to just get by. You got into business because you know you have got something special to offer the world. You're craving more wealth, more freedom, more impact, more joy, more fun than you're currently experiencing. And as time goes by, and as that big, audacious dream drifts further and further away, you begin to wonder if maybe it's just time to settle and just be grateful for all that you do have, whether you'd be greedy to go for more, whether you would jinx what you already have if you really, really shoot for the stars. And yet, in those quiet moments, there is a flicker in your core that tells you you were built for more. And what I want to tell you right here, right now, is the big audacious dream is 100% possible for you. It is yours. And in today's conversation, I am going to teach you how to be authentically powerful. Now, my life's work is helping female entrepreneurs who are playing small to unleash their power and to build aligned, authentic businesses that light them up and light the world up as well. And during today's conversation, we are going to talk about the 6 essential elements for female entrepreneurs and how to boost those instantly. The one vital mindset shift, that you have got to master to finally create the business of your dreams and to feel powerful. And I'm going to teach you the wisdom technique that I teach all my VIP one-to-one clients so that you can tap in to your feminine energy and innate wisdom and power. If you don't know me, my name is Claire Akers. I'm a business and mindset coach who is 50% adventure, 50% woo. I've been working with female entrepreneurs to help them find their power and become elemental forces of nature since 2007. I do a lot of public workshops on corporate workshops on imposter syndrome. And I've recently written a book called Imposter Syndrome is Killing Your Business. It's available as an ebook and is currently free to download. So if that tickles your fancy, please go grab your free copy now. Um, and there's a personal reason why I teach this stuff. Now, I could go on and bore you with my story for hours, but for today, I just want to share this chapter of my story. So, my first business was a technology recruitment business. It looked absolutely awesome on paper. My accountant was really happy with me. I had a decent sized team who were working well. I had a cracking client list with some really big names on there. I was being invited on the BBC Business News as a careers expert. On paper, I really, really had it nailed, but I was absolutely miserable. I felt trapped. I felt like I had built myself a golden cage and was living according to somebody else's version of success. Um, Now, I had given away my power, and everything changed for me when I let go of what I should be doing and instead leaned into and took hold of what was right for me. And in a moment of clarity, sometime later when I was building my coaching business, I'd gone on holiday to the Lake District solo, as I do every year, to create my signature coaching framework. This is what I do. I need to go and create something. I go to the Lake District on my own, I climb a mountain and call it in. And at this time, I had paid just shy of £20,000 to be in this female entrepreneur's mastermind. Um, and I was tied into this really prescriptive way of building a business. So I was told to do A, B, and C, and I should get X, Y, and Z. And if that didn't quite work for you, there was no plan B. There was no other option by following these particular steps. And I was hiking in the driving rain, trying like hell to fit myself into this way of doing things, even though it didn't feel right. And just feeling absolutely rubbish and a total imposter. It just wasn't my way of doing things. It didn't feel right to me. And I had this moment of clarity in the rain that this wasn't right for me. I couldn't follow somebody else's path. I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And of course, I was feeling awful about it. And then feeling frustrated because I felt horrible and I couldn't force myself to do it this way. And I made a promise to myself right there and then I would never be in that position again. And that was the day I pulled in my power, really, truly locked it in. And I have never looked back. And that clarity, that certainty, that authentic self mastery is what I teach to all my clients and what I want to teach to you too. And what I have learned is that if you want to feel that powerful and that certain and that authentic, there are six essential elements that you need to have dialed in if you truly want to be powerful. And these six elements are freedom, visibility, impact, authentic power, energy, and courage. And my guess is that if you know in your heart of hearts that you're playing small, that you're holding back, that you're biting your tongue, then one or more of these elements are missing, or at least not dialed up fully. And turning up the dial on each of these elements in turn will have a profound effect on your business just on their own. But when you combine all six, that's when sparks fly and you feel awesome. And the magic really does begin to happen for you. These six elements make up what is my elemental system. And this is what I work with my clients. Let me just take a moment to explain each one and why it is so important and why it's so vital. And I would suggest that you make a note as we go through of any of the ones that speak to you in particular. So let's start with freedom. When you have freedom, life is one big adventure. You've created the wealth that you need to have freedom and to make the choices that you want. You are walking the path of your unique mission and purpose. You have reconnected with and 100% believe in the big, audacious dream. When you pursue this intentionally and unapologetically. Number two, visibility. You're blazing your trail brightly. You're authentically visible, mesmeric, and spreading like wildfire. You're bravely vulnerable and you speak your truth. No more toning down your voice or fitting in. You are the trailblazer, magnetic and peerless. Number three is impact. This is where you have forged your path and planted your flag. You've intentionally built your business ecosystem. You enjoy the perfect balance of impact and influence in line with this. And you're seen as a go-to expert, a thought leader, a positive disruptor. Number 4, authentic power. You are an unstoppable force of nature. You've done the work to understand your origin story paradigm. More on that in a moment. And you've learned to alchemize this into fuel. You've transformed what you believe you're capable of. You have got rock solid rituals in place, allow you to show up as the brightest, highest, and best version of yourself. Number 5 is energy. You are the queen bee of your business. You've got rock solid boundaries and you lean in to difficult conversations. You protect your energy at all costs and you invest in it like the jewel that it is. You build your tribe carefully and intentionally and only work with clients who align with you. And then finally, number 6, we have courage. You take inspired action towards your goals every day. You know who you are, what you stand for, and you have the courage to live that every day. You are crystal clear on your path and you know that your success is inevitable. And you take audacious, aligned action towards this. Wouldn't it feel awesome to have all those 6 essential elements locked in? So let me start with an invitation. Look at the 6, and I would like you to pick 3. 3 of those essential elements that you think, oh, yeah, I would love to have a bit more of that in my business and my life. So the 6 again are freedom, visibility, impact, authentic power, energy, and courage. And for each of those 3, I invite you to dream just a little bit. What does 10 out of 10? Pinch me. Completely utopia. I cannot believe I have created this life for myself. What does that look like for you in each of those 3 areas? Take a moment, capture it, write it down. And of course, don't forget you can rewatch or re-listen to this little section and really go to town. Take your time, have fun with this exercise. But for now, just jot down something. What would 10 out of 10 look like for you in that area? Now, this is the number 1 mindset shift that you have got to have if you want to step into that power and achieve those dreams. It's not that you're being unrealistic with your dreams. It's that you're not being audacious enough. When we set goals, when we dream, when we set targets from our business, we do it from a place of reality. We want to give ourselves a fighting chance of achieving them, right? Why on earth would we set mad, crazy, audacious goals when we've got no chance of achieving them? And especially if we've been in business a while, we get a little bit realistic about what we can achieve in the time that we have, what clients will realistically pay, how feasible, how easy it is for you to attract clients. Isn't it better to be realistic than experience the gut wrench of a failed launch or wasting thousands on a marketing campaign attracts the wrong type of clients for you? And I've been there. I've felt those feelings of all those things. If you resonate with this, this is a really sneaky form of self-sabotage. A sign that you're in shadow, that your shadow archetype of the saboteur is in charge and is running the show. And if you're interested in entrepreneur archetype work and how to activate your illuminated archetypes instead, I did a live workshop recently. It's on my podcast and on my YouTube channel, Audacity TV. Go check it out. And this saboteur is so interesting to me because it seems to be so logical and so deeply rooted in reality and fact. But when actually it's keeping you small and stuck and literally hamstringing your results. Now, why do we do this? Why do we do this to ourselves? This is the $1 million question, literally. If you can get your head around this, it could be worth millions to you. And we do it because of what I call your origin story paradigm. The origin story paradigm, or the OSP, is the real reason you are not experiencing the results that you want in your business and your life. Because you can only achieve to the level to which you believe you are capable of. And if your current results are not what you want them to be, and I suggest that if you're watching or listening to this, they're probably not, at your core, you are brilliant, curious, playful, magnificent, powerful. Along the way, something happened to you to activate your origin story paradigm. It happens to us all. Now, this is your unconscious lens, your worldview. It shapes your worldview and it determines your reality. Until you learn to alchemize that origin story paradigm, you are going to be stuck in those same old patterns, those same old loops, those same old frustrating patterns and of behavior. And it is no wonder that you end up tolerating things and feeling disconnected, trapped, confused, feeling like you've lost your mojo, and frustrated by your lack of results despite your best efforts. This has got nothing to do with your efforts, your hard work, or your intelligence. And let's be clear, there are really important evolutionary reasons why you have your origin story paradigm. It is literally there to keep you safe, to keep you in your comfort zone, and to stop you being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. And it is absolutely possible to reprogram origin story paradigm and break free of that. But most people just sleepwalk through their life, never learning how to do it. This is what I have learned, and this is what I teach. True power, it comes from within, from who you are at your core, who you are before the world told you who to be. And if you ever want to step into your potential and your power, you've got to learn to connect to that source. It is the font of your innate power and wisdom. People spend their lifetimes looking outside for the answers. They focus on strategy and the how-tos of things. They look to gurus for magic bullet solutions. They crowdsource ideas. They wait for permission to do the thing that they truly want to do. They try and copycat and emulate what other people have done. And it's true. These methods can get you results for a while. Um, they may even get you looking like a success on paper, like I was. But any success and any results you experience is nothing to what you could experience compared to that infinite power that you have locked inside you. And when you can tap into your intuition and act from that place of power, now that's exciting. Now that's powerful. And the best way to access this power is through nature. Remember, I told you at the top of this conversation about me walking in the rain at the Lake District, trying to create this product from a business. This is the real story of what happened. So I'm aware this sounds bonkers, but stay with me. I have a creature called Blue who appears to me in the mountains and whispers ideas to me. Now, Blue first appeared to me when I was hiking in the fells near Derwentwater, trying to design this first coaching program. And I was struggling to nail the strategy. It all made sense on paper. It looked pretty good, but it just wasn't gelling with me for whatever reason. I was walking through the bracken in the pouring rain, that sideways rain that stings and hits you in the face. Trying my best to figure it out, and I felt this voice whispering in my ear, "You don't want to do that. Try it this way instead." And I shook it off and carried on because I had a plan. I knew what I was supposed to be doing, right? Um, but the whisper returned. Wouldn't it be fun if you could offer that instead. And do you know what? I threw up my hands and I gave in to that voice. What I'd been trying thus far clearly wasn't working, for whatever reason. Maybe it was time to be open to usher in something new. And I threw my hands up and I opened up to Blue and I asked what else he had for me. That was 4 years ago. And since that day, every single time I need to create something or get clarity on something or something just doesn't feel quite right in my business, I go to the mountains and I look for Blue, and he is always there when I call for him. Now, the ideas he whispers, they are never convenient. They never make sense on paper, and they often involve unraveling what I thought I was doing. They are always, always, always the best path for me. And they've been very lucrative as well, let me tell you. Now, this has become a core part of my business. I run a women's retreat called the Rewilding, which is all about connecting to this elemental power. I take clients on expeditions, hiking, seeing dawning up a mountain, wild swimming in lakes, and wild swimming in mountain infinity pools. I've gone away and qualified as an open water lifeguard, a mountain leader, shamanic guide, so I can take women on shamanic journeys to meet their wise women selves. Um, and I do plenty of stuff from the office as well. This is my office. I have my shed quarters here where I coach from. I have group programs. I work one to one, and I'm about to launch my brand new mastermind. Every single thing that I do is through the lens of helping women step into their power and unleash their authentic selves. Because I know that everything changes when this fundamental truth sinks in. You can only believe to the level to which you believe you are capable of. So I'd like to finish by giving you a taste of that next level. Now, this is an exercise that I do with all my VIP one-to-one clients. It's short, it's sharp, it's powerful. It's a short visualization, and I mean short, 3 minutes. So I'd like to invite you, wherever you are, to close down your eyes. Go on, just a second. Take a moment to close down your eyes. I can't see you. You can just see me or hear my voice, so just go for it. Get comfy in the chair that you're in. Close down your eyes, wiggle your shoulders, and just take a moment for you. And just take a couple of deep, life-affirming breaths and arrive into this space. And draw your attention to your mind. Everything you've done today already, everything you've got to do when we finish, everything you should have done today already, but you haven't quite got round to, and just press pause. And I'd like you to imagine your attention going down the back of your neck, like going down in a lift and arriving into your heart space. And maybe put one hand on top of the other in your heart space and see if you can tune in to the rhythm of your heart. And take a couple of breaths from this heart space. I'm going to ask you some questions and I'd like you to answer from this heart space. Just turn your attention to the three essential elements that you focused on earlier. The three ones that you would like to improve. And take a moment to recall what your 10 out of 10 is. What is your pinch me, utopia, absolute 10 out of 10 when it comes to those three essential elements? And then, what would it feel like to 10x that feeling, to 10x those results, to really, really turn up the dial even 10 times more? And that version of you, that woman who's done all that, how would she feel? How would she enter a room? How would she behave? How would she comport herself? What would she wear? What would people be saying about her? What are her values? What does she believe? And how is she feeling now that she knows that the dream was so justified and she was so justified in backing herself and taking those risks and being brave? Just take a moment for that feeling to infuse your body so that every cell is encoded with that joy and satisfaction and fulfillment and happiness so that your fingers and toes are tingling. Just linger for a moment more. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently open your eyes, pause me and grab a pen and write down whatever came up for you in that moment. I want to finish today with an invitation. In a couple of weeks, I am running a virtual retreat called The Rewilding online. I'm taking the essence of the transformation that I offer in my real life retreats. I'm bringing it to you in the comfort of your own home. It's for women who want to stop playing small and holding back and instead want to reclaim your power and feel unstoppable. This is for you if you are a powerful, heart-led female entrepreneur who feels disconnected from that power. You're doing all the things that you should be doing to be successful, and you are frustrated as hell you are not seeing the results that you desire. This is for you if you are sick of the hustle and doing what makes sense on paper. You want to learn how to trust your intuition and lean into that wisdom. There is something inside you that's calling you home. And it's for you if you love the idea of being part of a community of like-minded women on a similar journey of becoming. So if you have felt the goosebumps and tingles of what I've been talking about today, imagine what we could do in a whole week together. Imagine how powerful and how limitless and how certain you could feel about your mission and what you're doing with your business. This is soul stirring stuff. And I am bringing you the Rewilding Online, this virtual retreat at zero cost. It is absolutely free. Now, registration has just opened. Literally, I've just pressed the button. It has just opened. Look for the link wherever you are accessing this conversation, snip up your place, and I will see you there.